Under Dr. Rajendra and Ursula Joshi Foundation, Bharatiya Skill Development University stands tall as a pillar that supports a growing India. An India ready to embrace new age skills that will empower its youth for jobs of tomorrow. Recently, a delegation of veteran thought leaders and domain experts visited the campus of Bsdu to see firsthand the quality of skills training being imparted. This included Dr. Ajay Kumar, IAS Secretary Defence, and Ms. Smita Purushottam, ex-Indian Ambassador to Switzerland, who engaged in an invigorating discussion with Brigadier Pabla of BSDU and Mr. Koot Dal Chin of RS India, among other RUJ representatives. The delegation then visited the state-of-the-art manufacturing unit of RS India that specializes in cutting-edge manufacturing processes from auto to medical devices and much more. The visit proved to be an exercise that went on to show RUJ's prowess from skilling young Indians to producing world-class products for diverse industries. Here is a look at the first impressions and future possibilities that the team delved upon during the visit.
So we have seen Skills University today. We have also seen a very high-end precision manufacturing facility, the RS India. So one would like to know your impressions about where we stand today as a country in the skills education and in the manufacturing scenario.
You know, first of all, I must say that I've been extremely impressed with what I have seen. The Skill University, the first of its kind in the country, is actually starting a new era. In India, I think we have somehow not given adequate importance to skill development, and it has been seen in some ways, it has been looked down upon. What this university is actually showing and demonstrating that skill is one of the great differentiator of manufacturing. And for India to become a manufacturing nation, successful manufacturing nation, it is very important that the skill in manufacturing is developed in our young boys and girls. I have no doubt that given the right training, our boys and girls can reach the best in the world. And for the first time in India, we have a university which is giving this opportunity to our children. Also, RS India is a unique model of cooperation between India and Switzerland. It is bringing a model of Swiss excellence into India and precision manufacturing. I think this has tremendous amount of application in the defense and aerospace ecosystem, and I really think that this will further strengthen our capabilities to develop indigenous manufacturing in the defense sector.
So having seen the university and the facilities, in fact, this was Dr. Joshi's dream that we produce the best skilled people in the world. And he has created these industries to employ them, to prove it to the nation that we can produce the best skilled people in the country. And the industry needs to come to those standards so that we can compete worldwide in our manufactured, marketing of our manufactured machines and components. So having seen this, we seem to be convinced that we can. And as for the university is concerned, we are getting delegations from all the states of the country. The government of India is also pushing them to come here and see what a skills university can be. And through today's visit, I think we can find out ways of manufacturing a lot of things that we are importing, especially components of the machines, missiles, and tanks, etc., that we have imported. And we've also been struggling with manufacture of aircraft and tanks. I think time has come to speed up those manufacturing processes and do it in good time. I've spent a lot of years in the army, so 34 years. And we've been talking about an Indian manufactured battle tank since I joined the army in 1971. Now we have come out with one. We've also come out with the LCA, but I think we need to do much more. And facilities like this, like the RS India and the university and many more universities like this, I think we can take the nation to those dream levels that we have been thinking of. And I think I need your inputs on where we stand on that today.
You know, Bharatiya Skill Development University, I think, is a model. And this example will, I think, lead to many other similar efforts being a pioneer in this area of skill development. And that is where I see a real new chapter starting here. It's the vision of Dr. Joshi. It is the efforts that you have put in, and we are fortunate that a former army person is heading this university, and we would like to see how we can cooperate with the Bharatiya Skill Development University in taking forward our indigenization program. I think there is tremendous potential in taking this collaboration, and we would like to explore the possibilities.
So do we see an indigenization hub coming up in Jaipur, in the Mahindra World City, the university and the factories that we have here?
I think that would be the happiest day for all of us if that happens. I think if we work together, it is definitely possible.
Thank you, sir. This is really encouraging for us. Madam, you've been working in Switzerland as Ambassador of India. You've seen India from very close quarters. What's your opinion on this initiative?
As you know, I'm completely behind you. I'm privileged to be associated with you. I saw the potential immediately when I went to Switzerland, and I have relentlessly been promoting this institute in government and everywhere. And I think what Dr. Kumar has done is fantastic, because his response has been so positive, and it is indicative of his approach to the future of this country, which is a high-tech, advanced future. And we can do this, you and he working together, and whatever help I can give, because I'm also working on the high technology issue. And for a long time, I have been promoting this concept within various decision-making circles. And I find that vocational education of the kind you are imparting is the real foundation for what we are working towards. So I hope that we can all work together to bring this to fruition. And this is, I agree with Dr. Mar, a completely revolutionary stage in our development.
So I think we see the dream of the country to become a manufacturing nation, including in the defense technology and defense equipments, and become a supplier of these equipments. So we had a policy earlier that we will not we will not sell defense equipments, guns, munitions, etc. The change which has come, I think, is going to create a revolution for the Indian industry. And also for the Indian economy, I think. That's my...
Absolutely. And today we are encouraging our industry, both public sector and private sector, to export to friendly countries, to export to countries who are, need these things for their own defense requirements. And I think that's a huge opportunity for the industry. And creating a larger ecosystem of manufacturing as a whole, I mean, from a defense perspective, we are extending line of credit for defense purposes and related purposes to a number of countries, especially in the Southeast, in the Middle East, etc. So the opportunities are growing from the manufacturing perspective.
So we will take forward the interaction that you have suggested through a seminar, and then follow it up, and with your help, probably policies for working together. And probably we can make a difference to the nation with these initiatives. And we'll be very grateful to you and to Dr. Joshi for making this happen here in Jaipur and in the country. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
First thing I would say, thank you very much that you're visiting RS India, and that you get with Dr. Brigadier Barbara here, you found the way. Also, you were guiding them. We know this. I have to say, we here now Swiss people, and we're presenting actually now here Herbert Rosenast, our general manager. He's in Switzerland for 1 month. He is on holiday after 3 months, heavily working here to start everything. And I hope you had a short overview, what we plan to do here in India with RS India. Yeah. And for me, personally, it's very important to have this nice feeling between Swiss and India. And now the question is, we hope that we can make some more. We're talking about also in business, in joint venture, in exchange. What we are doing even now, we are sending always Swiss people to India and Indian people to Switzerland. And I hope that from your side, we will get some hand to make it for us also a little bit easier to use the knowledge what we are giving here to Bsdu, to RS India, to the Indians, so we can also produce something in here, in India, and on the end to sell it and to grow together with India.
First of all, I must say thank you for having me here, having Madam Smita Purushottam here. And I must say that I've been extremely impressed. This RS India is a very fine example of Indo-Swiss collaboration. And I got a first-hand demonstration of Swiss excellence in machining, in manufacturing, and makes me extremely happy to see that this kind of excellence is now coming to India. I think there is a huge market. India is a growing economy, and whether you have automobiles, whether you have heavy engineering, whether you have defense, whether you have aerospace, and a lot of other sectors where the demand for manufacturing is increasing under the Make in India program led by our Prime Minister. And I would think this is a wonderful time where this example is showcasing how by bringing this unit here, on one side we are demonstrating India-Swiss collaboration, on the other side we are also able to exemplify what Make in India can do. So this is a very fine example.
Yeah, this is I'm 100% sure this is in the way what Dr. Yoshi and also Yoshi are planning many, many years ago when they're starting with the idea what they are doing. If you're looking back for the last few years when they started in Polymech, there was the first stone, what you are seeing now here. The stone, not in the building alone, the stone from the people, the young people, they're starting with a simple education from the school part from India and then growing in the Indian school, and after they had the chance to come to Bsdu. And all of them, what you have seen now, all these experts who are working on the machines, they are coming from Bsdu there. And we are hoping that we will go on with this to get the best of them in here to produce very good parts for our clients, who are hopefully will be spread all over India. Yes.
And I totally agree with you, and I think the synergy between the Bharatiya Skill Development University and RS India is actually perfect. And the kind of skill sets that Bsdu is training people with, I must say that I was extremely impressed with the young talent who has been trained in Bsdu and who is handling some of these very sophisticated computer-based machines here. Extremely impressive. And with this supply of training which is aligned to the needs of industry. This is another something which I think which is an example to the industry and to the skill development system in the country of how industry needs can be aligned with the training in skills and fed into the industry, can help the industry to grow in itself. And this is something which is being exemplified here.
Yeah. Also, I'm mostly taking one example. We have in Europe, we have lots of bridges from the Romans, the old Romans. If you are building a bridge like this, you're starting on both sides. You're putting stone, 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 stone. On the end, you have the keystone, we call them, to put in the middle. And this will hold the whole things. And this is what we are doing in here. Bsdu, RS India, India by himself, Switzerland, and I hope we are able to walk over this bridge on that day. That it will be enough stable for all of us so we can walk over the bridge and go on with the joint venture between Swiss and India.
Yeah, and quality is very important, and I think quality is something which is coming out and which is going to be a huge differentiator in what RS India is doing. Quality of products, the quality of machining, the quality of overall production, that is something which is going to be a huge, which makes a huge difference. And the skill that needs to go to make that quality, all of that is something which we can see.
It has a beginning and an ending, but on the end you have to make a knot together. Otherwise you cannot do. Without skill you cannot work on here. Without machines like this you cannot, this is skill useless. So this is the only possibility what we have to do if you want to grow. And we started this many years in Switzerland, this system like what we have a dual school system where we have school and practical part always in the same week mixed, so the people get both sides of training there. And I think we are on the right way now also in India to do this. And what you have seen here today, this is actually only an overview what is possible with a good education.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you should be proud of what you have done here, and I'd like to wish you the very best.
If I may just add one thing, because when I came to Switzerland, at least from the Indian side, relations were very sleepy, and very few people in India knew how excellent and superlative Switzerland is in innovation, number one, international competitiveness, number one, and environmental performance, number one, vocational education system, number one. So we made it our duty to report to every organ in government. And after that, there were 3 prime ministerial and presidential interactions between Switzerland and India, unprecedented. And this was after 40, 50 years of absolutely no interaction at the summit level. And Prime Minister, when he met the President of Switzerland, spoke about vocational education at length. So, you know, the embassy also had something to do with it, the closeness of relations, projecting Swiss excellence in India, and forging very close ties politically, so that the relationship really has now a very solid foundation. Because earlier it was, I think the Swiss embassy here was very active, but within the Indian community, not so much recognition about the technological excellence of Switzerland. And this is what we discovered bit by bit, and I think one of the biggest discoveries was this fantastic institute.
Thank you for these compliments. You have been in Switzerland many times. I know you are the ambassador from India in Switzerland. And as you know, we have lots of mountains there. Yes. So the mountains also, they have some good things. But one thing is, in the mountains, you are close. The Swiss people, they are more close. Swiss people are not very interested in titles, in going out or making show, things like this. We more going to the back. In the old days, we made our watches at home, you know, like this. So the Swiss is not a country where I try to spread out to the world. Wow, we are Swiss, big flags. The only thing what we have, we have the different size of our flags than the other ones on the UN nation. That's this. But it's true, yes. Out of this, only 8.5 million people who are living in Switzerland, there's coming a lot out. But this has to do because in the backside, we have so many connections with the other countries. Maybe we don't see it in the newspaper, we are not in the news, all of them, but there are connections. Like the chance what we got to have you also in Switzerland there, who help us also to make the bridge to start and build, and to put some stone on the bridge what we are building there. I think it's India and Switzerland, they have very, very many years already past connection. If you think about Indira Gandhi was in the school in Switzerland, and we have lots of things.
Chittaranjan locomotive factory.
Yes. This is many things. We never put them big on because it's we are too busy to make our small work there. But thank you very much for this compliment. We appreciate to have for such a big nation compliments. Thank you.
The interaction ended on a positive note with the following takeaways.